20,000 grade 12 students to sit for the National Written Expression exam. National Fisheries Authority to diversify fisheries industry. Deputy Prime Minister Leo Dion recognizes Philip Unialu as new Hala Governor.
This is NBC Papua New Guinea National News.
Good evening, I'm Jerry Tabe with Sunday's News. More than 20,000 grade 12 students are expected to sit their written expression examination tomorrow, starting at 8 in the morning. This will be conducted throughout the country from the 155 secondary schools. This examination makes up 30% of the final exam results that they would have come out of the component of the examinations. Shalom Alkan reports.
Prior to the examination, all students around the country were issued with resource booklets that the examination will be based on. The written expression examination is part of the external higher school certificate examination, which will be conducted from the 17th to the 21st of October.
I'd like to, on behalf of the Minister for Education, the Department of Education, we would like to wish every 26,000 students across Papua New Guinea all the best in the exams that they'll be sitting for tomorrow.
All secondary schools, parents and stakeholders have been urged to support the students as they sit for the examination tomorrow.
As this is a very important exam that will determine their lives in terms of examination results. We also at the same time would like to urge that we take all precautions to ensure that the exams are fair and the students sit in conducive rooms and in an environment that will help them to do the best in these exams that are coming up tomorrow.
The Education Acting Secretary Dr. Uke Kombra thanked everyone who have taken part in the preparation of the examination, and the department is looking forward for a successful examination. Sheila Malkin, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
The National Education Department has already set up specialized rooms for national schools examination writers to write exams. This is one of the short-term recommendations out of the 62 recommendations made by the Examination Review Committee recently. This is to digitize examination questions into a computerized stored server. The review was done due to the increase of cheating during examination.
For now, we have already started to implement some of the short-term recommendations. For example, the writing of the exams. We have already set up specialized rooms where every writer comes into the room without any form of digital kit, for example, like camera or a scanner or any other item that will copy and record the questions. They all come empty-handed. They write all the questions. It's all done in the room, and then they have taken this only themselves out, and the questions all remain with the server. This has already been done for the grade 12, and our teams have gone to Australia where we print our exams, and we are already implementing parts of that recommendations in the review.
Plans are underway to create a specialized facility looking into diversifying the fisheries industry. National Fisheries Authority Managing Director John Kasu said there was a need to develop specialized areas of fisheries as depleting aquaculture stock are a constant issue. He made those remarks at the recent visit to the Nago Fisheries Research Center in New Ireland Province. Noreen Dada reports.
About 2 kilometers from Kavieng is Nago Island. Over 8.5 hectares is owned by the National Fisheries Authority, and it's here that the Nago Island Research Facility is found. The research facility has played a pivotal role in fisheries management and research for the country, and the focus is now providing alternative fishing, especially at a time where aquaculture stocks are at a low.
I think we know that the wild stocks are going down, and I think such a facility is very important
for us to replenish, especially, I mean, a good example would be the beach dimmer. We've closed the beach dimmer because there's overfishing in the beach dimmer fishery. So at the same time, we also look at alternative fisheries. At this facility, we look at culturing, trying to rear beach dimmer and then into fingerlings, and I think we've done this, if I'm correct, 3 times? Yes? More than 3 times.
Focus is now on turning the establishment into a mariculture facility. That is a facility that focuses on a specialized branch of aquaculture that involves cultivation of marine organisms for food. Discussions have been made at the NFA board level as recent as last week. The plans are underway to build a facility to look after brackish water or fresh and saltwater fisheries.
And we're looking at a facility in Daru that is left by PNG STP. And what they're doing there is the culture of barramundi and other brackish water fisheries. So there's some discussions that we've had on that. And we've got Ayura, which is up in Kainan too. And that facility, I think we're looking after the freshwater species. So these are programs that NFA has, and I think it's good to have the board here also because they've been very supportive of the programs that we have, and I think it's important to have the backing from the board to be able to do such projects here.
Noreen Dada, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Over 10 million kina has been invested into the country's leading fisheries facility to enhance fisheries research, management and education. The reinforced commitment to develop the National Fisheries College is seen as a move to strengthen the increasing demand for capacity building and training for the fisheries industry, as well as encourage Papua New Guineans to venture into commercial fishing. The National Fisheries Authority management was in New Ireland to officially open new infrastructure at the college. Again, Noreen Dada reports.
As a former principal of the National Fisheries College, the National Fisheries Authority Managing Director was only too pleased to take the NFA board members to Kavieng in New Ireland to open the new office and classroom facilities. The Department of National Planning pitched in 5 million kina and the National Fisheries Authority 3.5 million, while 1.7 million kina was insurance made available when the college's library fell victim to fire. The 40-year-old establishment has come a long way since it was formerly used by the Japanese as a training institution for pole and line fishing fleet in the 1970s and 1980s.
With the current developments in the fisheries sector, the National Fisheries College will continue to play an important role in both the industry and the government. In this connection, the need to improve facilities, equipment, its intellectual capacity, and building partnership will be inevitable and will imperative as long as we continue to recognize the need to realign our services to meet the dynamics of our industry and skills needed both within PNG and the region.
The National Fisheries College offers a range of courses from small fishing operations to compliance and agriculture, training up to 945 Papua New Guineans and members of Pacific Island countries, a sound feat for a small institute. NFA's Deputy Board Chairman Norman Sengen.
The board will continue to support such infrastructure developments, and we will acknowledge that this new office and classroom complex is important to the National Fisheries College in ensuring the provision of high quality and appropriate technical and practical training opportunities to the fisheries sector, and continues in order to enhance production, processing, and a general capacity for the sector, and thus increasing our national economic contribution.
Noreen Dada, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
The Baptist Association of the Main People in the West Sepik and Western Province had their prayers answered on Thursday through a 20,000 kina financial assistance from Teleformin MP Solan Mirisim. The association is currently conducting a 2-week training for pastors from different Baptist churches within the region, but were facing shortfalls until the intervention by the MP. The money will be used to accommodate and feed the church delegates over the 2 weeks in Towerville. Baptist churches in Oksapmin local level government area also receive similar amounts of funds to assist in their clergy duties. Jay Habakia reports.
The funds presented to the pastors' training program on Thursday were a prayer answered for these clergymen of the Baptist faith.
Minles kan to sanga to se alolong na kalap kalap karna go na mi to kan so si kan to alolong na be to kong security lo passing dolo kap se dia but now you to ko blessing lo na sila mi to kamo master na to thank you for God long blessing all congregation na blessing all people long you matam sa 20,000 for these next 2 weeks we plus up long here.
Many of these pastors sacrificed whatever little they had to be able to attend the training in Tabubil in the Western Province. The 2 weeks of training aims to enhance the skills of pastors who may in turn better serve their respective communities. Mr. Murisim told the pastors gathered that the work of the church is very important. He urged them to get the training and go back to their communities and disseminate the gospel accordingly.
But me like to thank you long all pastors. You stop long, is a big boost, but you are better. At least you must look at some of the change. Some of the time you look at change, some of the time you don't have to look him. But you don't have to now. You got time by you. I'm going to be a man to come now straight now. You give him that you better know anything I'm giving you. You got time by using leader. You got time by using Nabla man. You got time when the Nabla line by come not no. I mean something you demand you like him when him come. One time this lab I'm not talk plati. But me like to thank you long all the churches from me blah mean. Lo come stop lo here. And you come to walk fire, now you see fire go back in. Now walk fire of church. You will not select and have denomination, you come now, how see you go. That's all you know.
The MP further pledged his continuous support to churches, saying God is not from one denomination, but for all. Apart from these assistance, the member also presented similar amounts to Baptist churches in the Oksapmin LG of the Teleformin district.
Tomorrow we will take up and we give him close to 7 blood churches, close to 140,000. Put him good blood churches water.
Other denominations like the Seventh-day Adventist Church have also been made aware that they will be receiving some financial assistance in the near future, as soon as the district gets some funds from the national government. Joy Habakia, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Intergovernment Relations Leo Dion has recognized member for Korabale Kopiago, Philip Undialu, as the duly elected governor for Hela Province. Dion released a statement on Friday in Kokopo recognizing Undialu's election by his faction of the Hela provincial government as legitimate. However, in a press conference today, Komomagarima MP Francis Potape brushed aside this announcement by Minister Dion, declaring that this is political hijack of the Hela governor's seat. Jason Gimawuri reports.
Flanked by Deputy Governor Thomas Potape and Hulia Local Level Government President Eric Yawas, among others, Member Potape declared that he was the duly elected governor of Hela Province and not Undialu as announced by Minister Dion. Potape says this decision is a political one and not based on law.
The minister was ill-advised by the department lawyers who were colluding and collaborating with the Undialu Marabe faction on day 1 in Tari on the 5th of July 2016. The department lawyers and representatives were present in the purported meeting chaired by the assembly clerk to elect Honorable Philip Undialu as the governor.
Potape says when Governor Anderson Ageru passed away, Deputy Governor Potape automatically becomes the political head of the province. He says that the state solicitor's advice has not been followed, hence they will take the matter to court tomorrow.
This is a sensitive issue. The Deputy Prime Minister should have called a press conference here in Port Moresby, and we will all know the decision together. And then we can wait together forward to go forward, or whoever is not happy can go to court, or whatsoever. And so this action of releasing the recognition letter or whatsoever on one-page letter or one-page document to Minister Marape early in the morning at 8 o'clock. That's what they said in Tari. The president of Hulia just came down yesterday and he saw everything. That we are saying is wrong, and we are rejecting it. We are rejecting Deputy Prime Minister's decision in recognizing Mr. Undialu in its entirety, because Honorable Philip Undialu's election has already been declared null and void by the State Solicitor.
Potape has called on the people of Hela to remain calm as his faction of leadership take this matter to court. Jason Gimawuri, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Intergovernment Relations Leo Dion made an announcement on Friday stating that member for Kopiago, Philip Undialu, is the rightful elected governor for Hela Province. Mr. Undialu this afternoon thanked the department for their efforts and consideration on this matter. He says the matter can now be laid to rest after the controversy of two purported elections after the death of Governor Anderson Aguirre. Mr. Undialu thanked the people of Hela for their patience and aims to carry out some of the important projects before the end of the year.
Honorable Leo Dion, Deputy Prime Minister, and the Minister for Intergovernment Relations, his Acting Secretary for the Department, Dixon Guina, and all the hardworking staff for assessing the two purported elections of myself and Honorable Francis Potape. Two election reports were submitted. The consultation was going on, the assessment was going on for almost 3 weeks. And finally, he arrived at the decision that my election was lawful. I had a quorum of 7 out of 12, and the Assembly followed a due process under the Organic Law and the Administration Act, and the standing orders to elect me as governor. So I am thankful, first of all, to Deputy Prime Minister and his department for arriving at the decision that I should assume the governor for the remainder of the term. I also thank the people of Hela for waiting this far so patiently, and they wholeheartedly accepted the decision. They turned out in big numbers in Tari on Friday. After the press conference of Deputy Prime Minister, around 8 o'clock or 8:30, we assumed our assembly around 11 o'clock, or so 3 hours or 2 hours after the press conference.
We'll now look at the weather preview with Evelyn.
Thank you, Jerry. The weather in brief: cloudy periods, showers and thunderstorms forecasted for most centers in the country. Join me later in the bulletin for the weather details. For now, Jerry, it's back to you.
Thank you, Evelyn. Coming up next, after the break, a taste of Indian cuisine in Port Moresby, and St. John's Ambulance raises funds for ambulance service. Those stories and more when we return. Stay with us on NBC National News.